We talked yesterday about how desperate some are to shift the focus away from the easy access to guns in America. Arm the security at schools is one thing that you'll hear. Well, initial reports out of Texas are that the shooter got past as many as 3 armed officers. Well, then arm the teachers, you'll hear. A next viewer, teacher, named Katie Austin, reached out to us about that idea of simultaneously trying to teach our children while preparing to draw a weapon and fire on a current or former student if she deems them to be a threat. In her words, not my job. She also wrestles with what it's like to tell kids that they are safe at school when that's not always true.
I was 5 miles away from Columbine, less than 5 miles away. When it happened, I was in 1st grade. I distinctly remember the helicopters flying over. I remember going out to recess in the days following, and there was a police officer outside standing on the corner of the playground, resting his hand on his holster. A few years later, there was the shooting at Platte Canyon High School that killed one, and her father actually started what we now know as our lockdown drills and all the safety drills that we have. And my middle school was one of the first schools to go through that. Fast forward a few years later, it was Aurora. I distinctly remember coming downstairs in the morning and my mom standing there with the news on, just crying and saying that 12 people had died. I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher. I went to school to become a teacher, and I started teaching. And nothing prepares you for having those lockdown drills and sitting down with the kids and having them ask questions like, well, what if I'm in the bathroom? What do I do? What if I'm outside and they're outside? What if? They have so many questions. Last night when I got home, I started looking at the pictures and I realized that these could be my kids. This could be our school. What's to say it's not going to happen here? I don't know the answer, but something has to change because we can't continue going day to day with this continuing to happen and saying, this is unbelievable. It's not. It's happened every year. This is not something that is different. It's not something that's new. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to continue to happen.